Hey there, guys. Chris here from Forgotten Millennial. First of all, I want to apologize for my absence. It's been a pretty crazy few weeks on the fact that just between work and I'm actually going back to school, so that's a major plus for me on trying to make up for lost time and to make better decisions in the future. Just basically trying to make things right with my life, and I couldn't be grateful either way. But with my work, it's getting more and more complicated, and it might definitely look like that I'm going to be looking at getting a second job here. But besides that fact, within my 3 week hiatus, I made me realize and rethink some things. And one of these particular things was, of course, my YouTube channel and the fact that, yeah, I want to do content that's being non-politically correct, especially when it comes to current events and giving out my 2 cents about what I think about these things. But then at the same time, it's like I said in my very first video that I want to do commentaries while I'm playing video games, whether that's being non-political or any of that stuff. But then I haven't really embraced that because I've just been trying to figure out my emotional and mental problems so that I didn't take that into my work. So from what it stands, and here's the bottom line, is that at this very moment, I have four major announcements I need to make. The first of which is, as I stated before, I don't necessarily want to keep doing videos that are non-politically correct and again giving out my 2 cents, but to actually talk about things that matter to me. I mean, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek, I'm a freak, however you say, but I am who I am, and it's time for me to really embrace that. With that being said, I really want to report on more media related news, like what's the newest news in video games, movies, comic books, you name it. Anything that is the hot topic that people want to hear other people talk about. Those are the kinds of videos I also want to do. Of course, I'll make like an announcement video regarding like an article I read, but then I'll go more into a full-fledged discussion with my thoughts and opinions in the following video after that. So hopefully it'll all be done in the same day, so to speak, but that, I'm trying to work with what I have, especially with my time frame. Then I also want to get into doing reaction videos. I mean, reaction videos was something I was doing originally on my other YouTube channel that I created with my Nerd Buddies, which has unfortunately been decommissioned because two things in particular. Basically, we just couldn't stay committed to the idea, and I was doing more of the grunt work. And then the second being the fair play use under constant attack by YouTube. And thankfully, I have found an alternative site, which I'll explain in a little while here, of where I can post my stuff freely without any, just any kind of repercussions. And that I can allow my creative juices to flow without them being restrained or have any like kind of red tape getting in the way of doing what I enjoy. So anyway, with that being said, yeah, I want to do reaction videos, but then it's not necessarily I'm going to do like full episodes myself. I mean, I watch myself watching full episodes or watching a full movie, but more the reactions, like the wows and the what the hell kind of moments. But the thing is that I used to do that with the last 3 episodes on the hit television series Gravity Falls as of last year, and unfortunately I wasn't even able to upload the final episode reaction because of how insane things were becoming, and that just it's ridiculous crap. It really truly is ridiculous crap because I mean, people do these things not to, make it a profit, but it's something they enjoy. It's something that they're passionate about and want others to see their reactions and probably have them make reaction videos themselves. So the list can go on and on. But anyway, yeah, I want to do reaction videos, and I have a few in particular that I really want to get on, and whether they're non-politically correct or media related or video game related, those are the kinds of reaction videos I would like to do, and I'll kind of explain more about what I have in mind later on in this video. The third thing that I'm definitely planning on doing is coming back to the whole video game commentary thing. I'd rather actually play video games. I mean, I've actually set up a Twitch and Hitbox account. I don't know who I'll be bigger on. I mean, this is like a trial and error kind of thing. I mean, no one expects a perfect channel, but I'll definitely give it my best to be as interactive with my audience as possible. Because there are 2 games in particular that I'm planning on playing later this week, or before the end of this week, I should say, because we're almost in the weekend and already in the second day of February, and there's a lot of news to cover, and I really need to, get my mind on that. But the point is that I wanted to do a walkthrough or even just a complete game stream of myself playing the last Resident Evil game, which was Resident Evil 6, in the terms of in the terms of explaining that the games from fifth to the sixth installments felt more like how the movies were, and especially on the fact that the last movie premiered last weekend, and I was pleased with what I had in store, but it could have been done better. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, it's a freaking Resident Evil movie, and you expect it to be more properly based on the franchise and not just throwing a name on there and doing all this crazy shit. Anyway, so with that being said, I'm actually going to put in. Uh, I'm making an announcement right now. It's not necessarily a part of the announcements I had listed, but it just comes to mind on the fact that these are the videos I was planning on doing, which was a review of both Resident Evil: The Final Chapter and also Split. A phenomenal, phenomenal movie. I really want to kind of get my thoughts and opinions about that. And then the fourth announcement that I want to kind of get into before I kind of go back into why I'm doing the game streaming and the walkthroughs and things is the fact that I made in my previous video an announcement, or should I say, an announcement for a movement for the idea of Pokemon Go help everyone. I mean, there's so many just batshit craziness going on, whether that's hate crimes, riots. I mean, we just had a riot at a well, not necessarily during the performance, but acclaimed and controversial journalist and speaker Milo Yiannopoulos was literally bullied out of his um, conference. Well, not necessarily his conference, but his speaking event that he normally does across campuses around the country. And of course, UC Berkeley, I mean, God, they pretty much, these guys lost their shit. I mean, this went national news. But the very fact remains is that, regardless of what's going on there and the hate crimes and the unnecessary bullshit, in my opinion, people have got to come together. And what better way that people came together was through a damn app called Pokemon Go. And here I thought last year Pokemon Go was going to be this revolutionary thing that would even would over, not necessarily overlook, but it would take over the press on what was like the most talked about news beside the election. Because I mean, here I thought it was just going to overtake it, but it never did. And after the end of August, I saw that the data usage rate for Pokemon Go dropped significantly, and whether it was the updates or something else, politics and updates definitely go hand in hand on the fact that it just wasn't as popular as it once was back in July of last year. So with that being said, I mean, there's still a chance that Pokemon Go can still be great again. I mean, besides making America great again, why not make Americans great again? On the fact that, I mean, this game brought everyone of like race, gender, lifestyle, however you say it, it just brought people together in the most unimaginable way possible. And I think Pokemon Go is needed now more than ever. And I created this movement because I really believe that we can end this race bait and hate crime and all this bullshit within the new year. I mean, we're already in the second month and we're in the month of love. I mean, Valentine's Day is not just far around the corner. And the fact that, I mean, let's end this BS this month, if possible. I mean, I created this change.org petition for people to really be devoted to the idea. And I'll definitely post that in the description below so you guys can check it out. But yeah, as far as kind of going more description of what I have in store for this movement, I'm going to make a promo video of this Pokemon Go movement later, basically before the end of this weekend. That's what I'm hoping on, because things are pretty crazy. I'm not planning on watching the Super Bowl. I mean, God, I mean, last year was phenomenal, and I don't know what about to even say about this year. But maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll watch the Super Bowl again. But anyway, with that being said, there the plans I have as far as my game streaming and the walkthroughs, I actually did this with my previous YouTube channel, which was known as Nerd Velocity Task Force, or NVT for short, which was what I did with my Nerd Buddies, which I said already that it's already been unfortunately decommissioned. But that I had done walkthroughs, I'd done some really cool videos, but I couldn't upload them because YouTube is literally restraining everyone's creative juices all for the sake of preventing copyright material from entering their website. But then it's like any content any content in particular is still technically under the fair play use if it is for journalism, a satire, and whatever else. But if it's not like full-fledged episodes or movies, people can get away with this crap, right? Wrong, because you gotta ask for permission and also their BS, and it's like these people want to be compensated first before you can use their material, and I think that's bullshit. I really think that is. So, with that being said, I'm glad I found an alternative, and this was actually mentioned and announced by a well-known conservative and controversial journalist on YouTube by the name of David Seaman, who explained that he was, getting a lot of flack for the material he was posting on his channel, which was technically very controversial, but that he was within his right to put it on YouTube. But of course, YouTube was screwing him of his subscribers and God knows whatever else, and he found an alternative site called v.me, which is what I've created at this very moment. On the fact that, I mean, compared to YouTube's guidelines and v.me's guidelines, they're significantly different on the fact that one's straightforward, the other is not. And yeah, it's ridiculous crap, but again, the list of what v.me has to say is listed right there, no exceptions. And of course, you gotta look at the YouTube part, and it's like under section B, paragraph A, yada yada yada. It's like looking at a lawyer's contract, is what it looks like, in my opinion. But hey, that's just my thought about how the guidelines of YouTube are. I don't necessarily hate YouTube, I just dislike how it's treating its users, in my opinion. But with that being said, yeah, I would love to get involved in doing game streaming and walkthroughs, and I did that kind of stuff on my previous channel, but I wasn't able to upload that stuff because under the fair play use being constantly under attack. And with that being said, I mean, I just it's come to my attention that I need to have an alternative means of posting my material without necessarily YouTube involved. I mean, I'll still post stuff on this channel, and I've actually made a separate channel regarding my gaming and my live streams and things of that nature, of where you guys can just check it out as far as just staying with that particular topic and not everything else that's on top of this channel. But with that being said, on the v.me account, you're going to get all the above. You're basically seeing the combined channels of this one and my gaming channel, but the fact is that I can do it freely and there's no repercussions because the guidelines, as I stated, are more straightforward compared to YouTube's. So, with that being said, I rest my case. And then in regards to what I have in store for these reaction videos, I mean, they're mostly going to be between movie trailers, full episodes. Of course, they'll be like, I would say, shortened because just the reaction, of which that is what they're called, are reaction videos. And then just the list can go on and on and on, whether it's me watching a movie trailer, watching a YouTube video, and getting my reaction about it. Whatever the case may be, I am posting on this channel. I've already got the process set up on my computer. It's taken me a while to kind of know my ins and outs of how to do this right. And yeah, also, one other big announcement of which I forgot to mention is the fact that since my hiatus from the past few weeks ago, it's made me realize that I don't want to necessarily be serious all the damn time, let alone the fact that I have a username by the title of Forgotten Millennial that is really, in a sense, in your face, realistic, kind of downing in a way on the fact that, I mean, there are people who have unfortunately been forgotten by our government and not been given their fair chance of achieving the American dream. And I'm unfortunately one of those people because of the fact that I'm almost in my 30s and the fact that I haven't really just made it to the point of where I feel like I've succeeded in life, where I've actually became someone that I just I really wanted to be. So, with that being said, I created the name because it was, first of all, inspired by the quote that conservative talk show host Sean Hannity said on the fact that this election was indeed about the forgotten men and women of America. And then also the fact that I'm a millennial and I'm seeing all this crazy ass shit with my generation. And it's like, seriously, people, you gotta get back into the real world. Like, drop your college or your university scholarships and really explore the world around you. Because the world is your classroom, in my opinion. But then again, these so called teachers, these professors, they allow their students to go out and do protesting and to the point of rioting for the sake of college credits. That's, freaking bullshit in my opinion. And the fact that where was all that stuff when it came to the second term of Barack Obama, huh? Where was my freaking chance on that? Because it never happened. So anyway, the point is that the title was just too serious in my opinion. And with that being said, I've changed the name from Forgotten Millennial to Xavier Forever. And the fact is that I want something that's upbeat, kind of out there, and I've already went into the process of even creating an actual intro for this channel. So I'm really looking forward to doing that in future videos because it's going to kind of separate the seriousness, but then go more into the fun and exciting and more in your face kind of stuff. But not, I mean, I can be serious, but not too serious. I can enjoy things without, being, non politically correct. That's what I'm trying to say here. But for the future of this channel, I'm switching it into a direction that's more my kind of content that I want to post on here, whether that's reviews, reaction, um, I'll say non PC or media related topics, and getting my thoughts and opinions on these topics as well. Whatever the case may be, will be posted on this channel, and I really look forward to the future of this channel and the fact that just I mean, I joined YouTube. I mean, I've already created my very first YouTube account, which is more of my, I post just random shit, whatever comes to my mind, whether that's full cutscenes of video games or putting together these video editing projects, so which a few of them have actually gotten a lot of credit. I mean, not necessarily credit on the fact of just, money, but I'm talking about like just overall comments and thumbs and however view counts, however you say it. But I mean, this stuff is just the things that I do on a daily basis, but then I can post because of the whole where's the fair play use because it's using copyright material, but that I'm not trying to get paid for someone else's stuff. I'm just posting it on there for everyone to see and get some creative or to get some constructive or non-constructive criticism about the works I do and to know what I should and should do for future projects. And I'll definitely post my old channel in the description below as well, so you guys can also check that out. And that will also be upcoming to the v.me accounts. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. But with that being said, yeah, I'm overwhelmed with a lot going on in my life, but I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen next. Within my next video later today, I'm going to kind of go over this week's, or if not even last week's, like biggest events that are still being talked about. I mean, regarding first of all, the rioting at UC Berkeley regarding my Olympiads. The other being the immigration ban that Donald Trump has initiated, or excuse me, President Trump has initiated, that people are going up in arms about. And the third thing I really haven't decided on if it's going to be media or something else related to non-PC topics in particular, but whatever the case may be, I definitely want to talk about those, and then I'll talk about the others that are more like what the hell's going on and that kind of stuff. But yeah, again, I want to also do media related topics. There's some really cool topics I really want to get my 2 cents about, or at least making out some videos about. Anything that I have in particular, I know it's going to take some time to put together. And if you can, I really do appreciate your patience on this, guys. I mean, what I'm trying to establish here when I first came to YouTube is to be a part of a community of other like-minded people like myself, whether they're gamers, non-PC, um, media-related guy, basically nerds, geeks, freaks, however you say it. Just be with my own kind of people. And I really hope that happens from what I think with these upgrades of what I've done for my channel, of what I'm about to do for this channel, is definitely going to be essential to achieving that goal. of being a part of a community. I mean, I've not necessarily trying to be the next Philip DeFranco, Andre the Black Nerd, or Nostalgia Critic, or even Chris Stuckman and Markiplier. I mean, I'm just trying to be myself. I'm trying to do the things that make me who I am. And if I end up becoming the next one of those guys, then that's great. And then on that side note, when it came to me, the idea of doing game streaming, I don't necessarily want to get paid for my work, but I mean, I would like to, but it's not necessarily essential. I mean, I strictly do this out of passion, but if I get something out of it, then that's great. That's a bonus for me, in my opinion. But it's not the primary focus of why I'm doing it. It's to basically be a part of a community. That's all I want. But if I get something out of it, that's great. That's helping me out on the fact of trying to get through some very tough times and having some extra spending money to save for a rainy day, so to speak. But anyway, I really do appreciate your patience, guys, and I look forward to what I have in store for this channel in, I'll say, the hours, days, and months ahead. And again, description of the links to my old channels in particular will be in the description below, including the links to my Twitch and Hitbox channel. I'm planning on doing a live stream later tonight with Rainbow Six Siege. And I will say, when it comes to game streaming, I'm the 4 games in particular, and then there could be others later on that I'll be playing as far as multiplayer base. My biggest games will be Rainbow Six Siege, Star Wars Battlefront, the other being Battlefield Hardline. And no, I have not played Battlefield 1 yet, and I'm planning on getting that soon. And the other could be Mortal Kombat X. But the fact is that, whatever game comes to mind will be the one I'm streaming. So just keep that in mind. With that being said, I do appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like what you see here, definitely subscribe for future videos to come, and give it a thumbs up if you like what you see here. And I will say, on a side note, which is more of something that's like a PS part for me, is that I will go all out on these videos. I'm not necessarily trying to be the next. I'm not trying to do like storyboard vlogs, any of that crap. I mean, yeah, I don't mind doing that, but not all the time. I'm definitely going to put a lot more heart into my production, put a lot more graphics, subtitles, you name it, just to make it feel more like it will pop out. Even the thumbnails, I'll even make sure that those thumbnails are on point as well. I mean, I'm learning a lot when it comes to properly tagging, properly describing, making proper thumbnails to kind of, again, pop out my video so that everyone can watch it. And the other thing that I like about V.me, and that's something that you guys also need to consider on, is that it's more based on view counts and whatever was trending. I mean, let's say YouTube's about entertainment in general, and V.me is about everything else, but it's more based on the view counts. How many times you view it will end up being a part of that roster of the most watched videos on that site. So, just something to think about. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon.